Good morning, folks. Welcome back out to Dad's shop. Today, believe it or not, we got another lantern to work on out here.
Something different.
I needed another quick video. This video's gonna come out on, let's see, this will be on, oh, that's still on May.
Well, I'll change
What the heck?
I'll change it.
Apparently Dad's been so busy that he hadn't had time to change the calendar
I'm
yet.
still on May. This is July, will that work?
Be close enough. So this video will be coming out on June 6th. And the week after that, we're leaving and going on vacation. So I'm trying to get a couple of videos made up ahead of time so that we got videos to cover the whole time we're on vacation. So today, I went out to the garage and I grabbed this lantern case that has a lantern in it. My brother-in-law bought 3 lanterns in cases at an antique store for me last fall sometime. I don't remember exactly when it was even, but got 3 of them. I opened them all up and looked at them then, but didn't, like, just checked the lanterns out. And then I took them home and I just grabbed this one to bring out here today. And there's 2 cases this size and one that's for the big hat. And I just grabbed one of the 2 cases, didn't even open it to look to see which one it is. That way it's kind of a surprise when we get here. But I know one of them's a soup can and one of them is like a 220K, like that style. So we're gonna open this up and see which one I grabbed and brought out here. And we're gonna see if we can get it going. I don't imagine it's going to be all that difficult because they all look pretty decent when we got them. This one is the soup can one, so probably from the 60s, I'm guessing. Let's take a look at it. This one is 2 of 66. So February of 66. It's got some paint loss around the bottom of it. I might get my green paint at home and give that a good touching up. But for today, we're just gonna see if we can get it going. Somebody, Burdick must have been their last name, B-U-R-D-I-C-K. There's a big red label in there. And this is not the one, the other lantern had label that somebody used a label maker, and it had a label on the outside of the case that said lantern on the outside of the case. So maybe they both came from the same person and he had a label maker. This one was $60 for the lantern and the case when my brother-in-law picked it up for me. And these guillotine cases sell for over $50, so it was cheap enough, that's for sure. I basically bought it because I like to have these cases to put my older lanterns in to protect them when I transport them. So first things first, I'm just gonna get the dust off the outside of the case. Not gonna get carried away with this, but at least clean the dust off of it quick. The cases are all in pretty decent shape, and really all 3 of the lanterns that are in the cases that he bought me are all in pretty decent shape. So I knew that no matter which one I grabbed, it's probably not going to be much of an issue to get it going. This one does not have the funnel, so the other one's got the funnel in it. I knew one of the 2 of them had the funnel. It's got the tray in there that you can flip over. It says turn tray over for lantern with accessory safe. Remove tray when using Model E or earlier lanterns, because the Model E's are just a little bit taller. Still got the tray in there. No manuals or anything inside of this one. I don't think any of them came with a set of manuals in this bunch, but pretty nice old case. Now let's check the lantern out a little closer here.
Those are good old heavy duty lanterns.
Yeah, these, in my opinion, like the soup can models and that vintage right around there were probably about the best. Especially if you want one for a user, they're the best because they're still cheap, they're reliable, they can set for decades and you just fuel them up, pump them up, and light them. They're very good old lanterns. This is a 220F, like I said, 2 of 66. It's a little rusty around the bottom. Like I said, I'll probably get my green paint out. I got some paint that doesn't match perfectly, but it's pretty close, and touch it up. Keep it from rusting any more than it is. Look at the vent here. It's got the correct ball nut on it. Vent has some chips, but it's not rusty. All in all, it's in pretty good shape. I guess I can move you in a little bit closer. Got the camera clear across the table there. It's got its original globe, Pyrex, made in USA for Coleman. That's in good shape.
Nice and clean inside.
Yeah, that's not very rusty. I mean, they're usually always got a little bit of surface rust, but this is pretty darn clean. Sounds like there's no fuel in it.
Is the valve shut off or just the...
Nope, the valve wasn't even shut all the way.
Yeah, I seen it was off. I
Yeah.
didn't know if somebody
Had it off of there and didn't line it back up. Smells like nothing. That's a good sign. This flashlight battery is just about dead, but I can shine it down in there for a second. Oh, it's nice and clean in there. Nice and clean. This isn't going to take much to get going. Like I said at the beginning, I needed another video that I could have kind of a quick and easy video. Ooh, that doesn't look great.
No.
Might have to put a new
Yep. That'll be an adventure.
washer in there. But yeah, I needed something that I could do quick and easy because we're leaving on June 13th, heading out to Yellowstone National Park. Let's see if it pumps up. Yep, it does. Heading out to Yellowstone National Park for a 10-day road trip. Yeah, it's leaking all the air right back out of that cap. So yeah, we're going to be heading out to Yellowstone National Park, and I want to have videos pre-made so I don't miss a Friday upload. Now, I guess that needs to be tightened down to get it apart. Don't want to miss any of my Friday videos, so I'm getting some videos made up ahead of time. And then when we're on the trip, each day of the trip I'm gonna find something to take 1 or 2 shorts videos of, some of the interesting things that we see along the way. The first day may not be much, but because we're just getting out of Iowa and
Be a video of you sleeping.
yeah, I get off work at 7 o'clock in the morning and we're leaving at 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, that gasket's pretty bad. I've showed before how I do this, but I can show it again. It's a pretty easy process for changing these gaskets out on here. All right, once you take the 3-piece cap apart, take this center part, put nail or screw or whatever you got laying around in the bench vise to hold that. Light up our torch and heat this up until it's almost glowing. When you heat it up and get it to where it's almost glowing red, it burns that old gasket out of there. And once that old gasket's all burned up, you can just take a pick it right out of there real easily. There, it's just starting to glow orange a little bit. And drop it in a can of water to cool it down. Now, after heating that up, I'll just use a little pick here and pick what's left of that gasket out of there. This one's actually being more stubborn than usual. Figures that the one that I'm recording gonna be a pain, but it's still coming out just big chunks of the burned up gasket material. Oh, there's how it usually comes out, just big old chunks pick right out of there. This one was in there pretty good. And you just kind of run the pick around in there, make sure there's no chunks left hanging in there, and then get some carburetor cleaner or brake parts cleaner or something. Still a couple little pieces stuck in there. You want to make sure you get it all out of there so that you get a good seal between the new gasket and the metal here. Okay, there's the center part of the 3-piece gasket. Here's the new rubber washer. Just slides right on there. Sometimes they're a little difficult to get it all tucked down in there straight and flat. But it'll go. You just got to keep working your way around and around and around. This one's got a edge that's not wanting to go down in there very good. Okay, I finally got it all pushed down in there. That one was stubborn. And then you just take your outside part of your 3-piece cap, drop that down in there, put this screw back in there. I just put my thumb against the inside of it and tighten it down as tight as I can hold it with my thumb. That's plenty tight. They don't have to be torqued down on there super tight. All it's doing is keeping that part from falling out of the inside of the cap when you take the cap off, so you could take the screw out and not even have it and it'd still work the same. All right, now before we go any farther, I'm gonna pump it up again. It did pump up just fine when I pumped it earlier. I'll put a couple drops of Marvel Mister Oil in there just to lube up that leather anyway, but for right now it is pumping up just fine. So let's pump some pressure in it and see if it passes air, see if the tip cleaner works. If it does, all we really need to do is fuel this thing up and tie some mantles on it, see if it'll light. I don't know if the camera can hear that, but it definitely is passing air. We'll turn the tip cleaner. It quit. Start it again. That's a pretty good sign. My guess is that this thing will just light right up for us. Well, I suppose we'll give her some fuel. And tie some new mantles on there, and we'll be ready to see if this little girl is going to light up. I won't get a shot of this at home in the dark tonight because I have to work tonight, but I'll get a shot of it at home in the dark on Wednesday night. if it even works. That's enough to get it going here. I can put more fuel in it at home. Might as well go ahead and pump it up now before I tie the manholes on, so I'm not shaking the manholes around when I'm pumping it up. I guess I could wipe it down just a little bit, but it's pretty darn clean already.
Yeah, it looks good.
Pretty darn clean already. It doesn't need much. There was a guy about 50 miles from here, maybe 60, out in Quad Cities. I don't know exactly how far that is, but not too far from here, on Facebook Messenger that had 4 Coleman lanterns on there for $60 for all 4 of them, and they all looked pretty decent, but it was just far enough away from here that it's far enough drive, and I got too much stuff going on right now that I just let somebody else get a good deal on them. Plus, I really need to slow down on buying the 220s and 228s, because we got a lot of them. The main reason I bought these 3 was for the cases, and I do believe that before too long I'm going to round up some of the ones that I've got lots and lots and lots of the same lantern and sell off a few more. I've done that a couple times. List a few of them at a time on eBay and sell a few of them. Every once in a while I gotta thin it out so you got room to store the new ones that you buy.
I've never tried that.
Never tried that yet?
No.
Yeah. Alright, I'll pause this till we get the manholes tied on. You've watched me fumble through that plenty of times. Okay, we got the old manholes tied on there. Let's cut these strings off so we don't look like amateurs here. And throw them on the floor. Leo's not going to eat them. He didn't come out today. We had to do a bunch of running around getting our car serviced before we go on vacation and everything, so old Leo just stayed at home today.
He'll be living here for a while.
Yep, he's going to come live with Grandpa for the whole time we're on vacation. It'll be rough for the first day or so, and then he'll get used to it. Okay, let's see here. I saw a lighter sitting over here, but it's probably down there because that's the one that doesn't work.
Yeah, probably. Oh, hell, it works fine.
It kind of works. Not a massive flame, but it's enough. Burn these manholes in. There we go. Let those burn in for a minute. I think I'm safe to go ahead and throw the globe back in there. I have a feeling this old girl's just going to light right up for me. All right, let's see what happens here. It's hissing, but it's not really gurgling yet. We'll give the tip cleaner a turn. Is it gonna go? Let's open the valve up a little more here. Sometimes you gotta go a little farther than the quarter turn that it says, especially when they've been setting for a long time. That little rod that goes down the pickup tube and opens and closes to either allow you to start off with the vapors at the top of the tank or the liquid fuel at the bottom, sometimes it's hung up. And all you got to do is open it up more to get it going, and then after you burn a tank of fuel through it, it'll get all that flushed out and start working well again. Let's give her a few more pumps. We did let it pass air for quite a while there. That's brightening it up.
Nice and bright. That'll be fuel white at night.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's nice and bright. Well, there we have it. Another one brought back to life in 1966, February 1966. What were you doing in 1966?
Well, I was a junior in high school.
Junior in high school in 1966, and this lantern was brand new. It's burning nice, it's not surging. Nice and bright. So there you go, folks. We will get a shot of this. Today's Monday, but I have to go to work tonight and tomorrow night, so we will get a shot of this on Wednesday evening, burning in the dark at home. Okay, folks, I globbed a little bit of paint around the bottom of that. Nothing fancy, don't get carried away with them, but I do like to cover up the rust. We got a little paint around there. It's still dry, and it'll dry a little darker as it gets completely dry, but it's muggy and moist out here, so it's not drying very quick. So I just got it sitting on a piece of cardboard on the bench here. And be gonna be heading downtown in about an hour to meet my wife down there for tacos for supper tonight. I'm going to go ahead and light this up now, and then I'll pump it up again before we leave. And see if it stays burning the whole time till we get back. I got it out of the case about half hour ago. Put that little bit of green paint around the bottom. That's it. I've not touched it again since I was out at my dad's on Monday morning, and it's Wednesday evening now. I did fill it up with fuel before I put the paint around the bottom and pumped it up already. So let's see how difficult it is to light today. Lit right up this time, and I just opened the valve a quarter turn like you're supposed to. So just after running it the last time, it's freed up whatever was sticky down in there. It's working just like it should. Crank that knob all the way wide open. I'll turn the tip cleaner once, and then we'll give her a few more pumps here. There we go. Like I said, I'll pump that up before we go down for supper, and then we'll come back and check on it after dark tonight, which will be, it's only about 4:30 now. It'll be another 5 hours before it's good and dark out here. We'll see if it's still burning then. All right, folks. The old lantern's still sitting out here burning real nice. I actually haven't even pumped it since right after we got home from eating tacos. It's about 10:20, 10:25 right now. So it's been running for several hours out here and it's doing real good. Another good old lantern out here. At the old, ooh, good God. What are you doing here? Got the old Brown Camp Hardware lantern from one or two videos before this one. Sitting out here burning tonight too. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button. Give the video a like. Share the video. Leave a comment down below. All those things really do help out. That guy he's having a lot of trouble down there. Thanks for watching, folks. Come on back next week. We'll have a video or something here for you to watch.